project has been catching my eye, and thus far I think they've looked really good, and I've seen even kind of community sentiment turning around early on this roster, people buying in at the ground floor with FURIA. How have you found watching?
Yeah, I mean, we're at a time where we're praising Astralis because of changes. I think we can praise FURIA just the same, and we may be looking at them making it to playoffs today with a Kazakh player in Astana. That could be an exciting factor. It's either that, Harry, for FURIA, or it's ODDIK making the dream run 3-1 to the playoffs, a team that we didn't even expect to see here, a team that we've not seen at an event of this stature, coming all the way through the open qualifier. So either way, we've got a glorious result ahead of ourselves. FURIA, it's hard not to buy in, right? Yuri's looked great, fallen on the rifle, and Yakinda rewriting his story. Are they up for the task today? Can they handle the pressure? Pistol round on Anubis. This has been the go-to pick for ODDIK. They've won it every time they've played it here in Astana.
Woody tested, Ouch. But falls straight away. Yakinda are going to find him. It's that little tag team of him and Kazahstan creeping up through dark. They're going to overrun this B site. Oh, on borrowed time. Matthias and K-Sox, this one is going to be rough to get back into, and they're not going to. A dominant pistol round as FURIA throw the hammer down from round one. They'll hit the ground running on this T side with a flawless pistol.
All right, good start. Kazahstan with a nice 2K Yakinda as well. We've been talking about this duo on FURIA. Kazahstan and Yakinda side by side, especially on those CT sides, playing a lot of similar positions, looking very threatening. Hard not to buy into this FURIA story. Full eco for ODDIK. FURIA also played this map in every series that they've played here in Astana. Winning it twice, losing to MIBR, but that was their specialty for the longest time. Rush through the mid-smoke, no flash, no kills. And FURIA make sure it's clean as can be. The two low players run away and they take a 5 live round. That's very reassuring. ODDIK on the full buy.
It's the bonus round for FURIA. And I say bonus. There's one MAC-10, a couple of Galils, but for the most part, this is a pretty strong bonus round. Interesting little position to creep out ahead of dark like this.
There's a cubby there. You can hide pretty well.
Wasn't it Molyneux that you saw in this exact position?
He wide swung it a little too early. Yakinda punishes this. They did flash that play, but Yakinda peeked after. So FURIA, a 5v4 untraded on T-side Anubis. It doesn't really get much better than this. They can group for a site here. It is only Matthias in a main, and he's got nothing to stop them but his M4A1S.
Yeah, smokes in a fade, and well, that's a Kazahstan peak. Wow, I didn't even really have time to react, did Matthias? That one's over for him. Woody on the rotate in, has caught Kazahstan first out through main, trying to tip the scales. There's more heads to this beast, fallen on the MAC-10, even gonna find one more through this mid flank. And ODDIK's first rifle round gets destroyed. Only one kill found. It's a real rough way for this to open. In the 2 rounds of any importance, you've had 1 kill if you're ODDIK. I mean, you got 1 kill in the game. and it was this one. So the rounds have been super dominant against you thus far.
Even though these, additional pieces are exciting for FURIA, I think one thing that's been cool in these couple of games we've seen is just the increase in level from all three Brazilians. Looking really strong. And I think, especially when we saw yesterday MIBR versus FURIA, and we have that conversation, who is the best in Brazil? Could it be Insani? And to a degree, when you look at him mechanically, he passes the eye test. You think this guy's an absolute star, but he has disappeared in many important games for MIBR, and Kazahstan had his number yesterday, 8-5 in the head-to-head, but even just across a series, the impact was very clearly in favor of Kazahstan. So, with him playing like this, with Yuri having a step up in individual form, and so Fallen's, I want to say surprisingly, it's like half surprisingly, with his rifling looking as good as it is.
I also just think
exciting.
It's way easier to operate with like an IGL who's just passable rifling than an IGL who can be like really hit and miss on an AWP. I think that's why it feels like they're hitting that much harder. MongolZ might miss, he takes a lot of shots, right? And you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
But he also misses like 50% of the shots he does take. That being said, but
he's had a good output. And I don't know. I think, in the early stages of this tournament, MongolZ was kind of the big reason as to why FURIA were winning. And then it was in those games yesterday that you got to see him cool off a little bit more. And that was where the burden was shouldered by the, his Brazilian teammates here. And that was where we got to see some fantastic games out of Yuri, Kazahstan, and Fallen.
It's worth noting MongolZ's first Tier 1 LAN as well, right? So there's always going to be some teething issues. There's always going to be some learning to do, some humbling to
especially
experience.
When it's a group of firsts, It's like his first Tier 1 LAN, but also first in the FURIA jersey. First game for this FURIA squad is the international lineup.
Yeah.
It's not like he comes into a team where this is what they've been used to the entire time.
No.
That's where you imagine Fallen at least can provide a nice helping hand. He's been in those international squads before. Nice dig from Pank.
But it's not going to change anything. They're going A anyway. 2 5-7s up close with the smoke. Could get weird.
5-7s do be pretty strong. And now re-smoked at 32nd. Need to blow this open. So FURIA can still go here. Gotta be ready.
Whoa.
And they are. Fallen.
Okay. Fly high.
He was in the air for the second.
Did he like fall off that bench?
Yeah, he must have,
he
right?
Fell off the bench and was running. Hey, you take that if you're FURIA. 1-4 on a B, and then 1-4 at A, and they find the follow-up free. Ugh.
Yeah, we talk about like vibes.
Yeah.
On vibes, I think FURIA are looking for
They're gonna win the major
pretty deep run here.
I mean, they're going to have the crowd behind them if they make it.
They will as well. And I think, it's still matchup dependent. There's some pretty heavy hitters.
Yeah, sure. If it's FURIA and Na'Vi, I think, maybe a different story.
No, I think they could take that.
You think? FURIA Spirit, not as much. But, yeah, I'm all for it. I want to see how deep they can go here in Astana. The field is open, Harry. This is better than Bucharest, I'll say that much. Getting blown out were FURIA. They only beat Apogee, BetClick. They lost to everyone else in the competition. They lost 2-0 to VP. They fell to a MongolZ without a map. At least, this time, they got a map. Or out for Woody. MongolZ will meet him there. Woody looks for the boost in middle. It's a very slow start for FURIA, not making any plays, but the spam could find K-Slox. He's lucky to be alive right now. Can't believe he even retorts with some spam. Fallen will let him go. Do ODDIK really want to dedicate 2 mid? I feel like they're setting something up here. K-Slox in the corner, Woody with a flash. Waiting for that fade.
I mean, one of the other conversations has been swirling around FURIA prior to this move was They're full not just in the world, but within the stature of like Brazilian Counter-Strike too, right? And throughout this event, they've had to take down MIBR yesterday. Now they play ODDIK, who obviously were able to beat up on Pain once already.
It's been a lot of, you know, Brazilian infighting here.
Yeah. Pain down in that 1-2 position. So FURIA are looking to try and solidify themselves at least the top Brazilian squad at this event. On the line, the AWP pulled, and he will nail the follow-up. Yuri falls. This is ODDIK looking to get on the board. Only Fallen remains. That AWP has torn through them, and he doesn't have the time to win this. So ODDIK pull up. Ready to take them there with a beautiful three-piece as they funnel these fights out through main.
Oh, don't die now. He wants that AWP really badly. He might even get it. No. 2 kills will do for Fallen. Bit of damage on the way out. ODDIK on the board. Nice shots for Woody.
Fallen's going Bames John. 7-0-0.
7-0-0. Wow. Mission possible.
Mission possible for Fallen. That was a really nice sequence. And they made it nice and easy for him, taking those, you know, little 1v1s.
Yeah, not the best spacing.
It's awkward. First port of call is make sure you don't get sprayed down by the rifle. They weren't prepared for the AWP.
Now they know. Yakinda working Con. And he's getting baited for by Kazahstan. Right now, Nate doesn't know. Oh my god, Woody shot the side of the head. Oh, this has gone very, very wrong. Ollie to the back of the plat. It feels like FURIA are about to go.
The spot, that's a good flash. Yuri gets wrecked. Here comes Yakinda, but he can't get a handle on him. Natus from back plat keeps this one in ODDIK's favor. MongolZ only one shot in the AWP. Has to do it with the Glock now. And he won't be able to find Natus, so ODDIK start to chain some rounds together.
Felt like the call was, he's low, because we saw that Glock pull very early until he realized he was getting pushed from the flank. Got that frag, pulled the Glock out. I mean, he didn't really have a choice. He was in the molly, but needed the dink immediately on 50 health. ODDIK make it through. And that's despite Woody just getting caught, blindsided, abandoned by his teammate in Con. All right, ODDIK. These are costly rounds, but they're rounds nonetheless. And on CT side Anubis, they can be hard to come by. Take what you can get. It's FURIA with a timeout. Deep stairs smoke. Woody's still able to peek ahead of it. But FURIA block him quickly. Triple MP9, I mean, that's a sign of the damage of these round wins. Also, ODDIK have been getting a lot of util damage with nades through the A windows. Look at Yakinda and Kazahstan. They were side by side. So we're going to trade out some guns. Yakinda will do the grenades, and we're just going to have a flat A execute. 2 players.
ODDIK will be a long way away from rotating players in here, so you need like even trades at worst from these players locked in at the site. You want them staying alive. Kazahstan, that's absurd. Not just running, but full blind. He's going to catch that opening. This has at least kept the retake open for ODDIK. Serato plays through, and the two Seratos face off over in heaven. Woody besting his cousin, but shot in the back.
How do you win this? 2 MP9s, no kit right now. FURIA with full control, and I think the realization setting in for ODDIK, this one is too far gone. the orb. Yoink! Oh, you get it very sneaky. Oh, yeah, maybe too sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Could have had the
indeed.
kill. Could have just had the kill. You said cousins?
Yeah.
Go on. Matios?
Woody and Case
Woody
Serrato.
and Case Serrato cousins?
Yeah.
How do I not know that? That's cool. How long have they been cousins for? Well, a family affair here between FURIA and ODDIK. More on the line than just playoffs. Woody finding MongolZ. He's been reading that boost. He's been waiting for that kind of play a few rounds here, so finally pays off. Pank with a B push, just off of timing. No flash, so FURIA don't have that info. They're going to find out the hard way. Backstab, smoke off, and Pank goes back. 5v3, even in these moments on Anubis, you have to be a bit cautious not to give the round away, to make sure you're trading your kills. So Pank won't big flank. He'll group up in E-box.
Yeah, no Pank flank. I'll catch you, Kindar, on the walkthrough. Okay, Serrato, though, likes to make a ruckus. Won't be able to on that push in. Golden flashed for him, so they know that he's here. And he might be 7-1, but there's a lot of bodies around that corner, and it's too much for Fallen to handle. ODDIK are able to cook up a swift response to FURIA.
Yeah, it's building. Definitely building on this CT side, considering these were close rounds as well at the start. FURIA could have stopped this from ever materializing. But ODDIK here to play. They've been upsetting their way through this group stage already. They don't want to stop at FURIA. Because let's be real, ODDIK do feel, like you see this a few times, especially in Swiss, ODDIK do feel like the kind of underdog because of their inexperience in these positions at top events, that they're going to come through, they're going to get a couple of surprising wins, be a game from playoff, and then you're going to expect them to choke and go 2-3 out, right? That's what you would expect based on the lack of experience. So, got to be really careful. Every game matters. The crunch, that's an unbelievable entry.
What can you even do against that? It so quickly put the odds against you. And ODDIK don't even really get time to realize just how cooked the round is. They're suddenly throwing in to a retake. What are you going to try and open? Doesn't quite connect on a Fallen with his AWP. Yeah, but he's got cover.
It's just bullet storm. Careful.
Hang on a second. MongolZ's given up one. Now Fallen suddenly is to tuck in. They don't want to give this away. Fallen is real quick with it. And that will trigger the save.
Nice. Yeah, I think if Fallen goes a bit earlier there and dies, ODDIK go for that round. So very important that he has some restraint.
It makes sense as well that it's MongolZ out of all people to get caught facing first there, right?
He's keen.
He's very, very keen.
I think he might struggle against, you know, top tier opposition, like the best in the world. It's going to take time to learn just how punishing players like that are. What an entry for Yakinda. But I have enjoyed watching MongolZ and the confidence that comes in his game. And when he's on, he does take over a match. So you definitely see why FURIA wanted that firepower piece in the squad. When he smoked off, FURIA fast middle, and there's no one here. 3B2A, the space belongs to FURIA. ODDIK goes scrambling for answers. A main push, but not wanting to full send it. That Rug's position is a hard clear. So they block instead, conceding middle. FURIA find to wait the util out. They'll replenish Temple Smoke. A-split feels like the way here. Do FURIA want to be obvious?
I mean, right now it feels like there wouldn't be much wrong with being obvious. Two players in the site, sure, but you're set up nicely happy to split this. They're just going to hold, though. They're waiting to see if they can gauge reactions here.
Yuri's just a bit lost.
Getting aggressive. Yuri will be lost to the source in this AP. Oh my god. Yakindar with some of these openers. The Tech 9 and one prior. Crazy M4 here. They were able to push Matios back out of main, though, and so they are very, very trapped. You know, Heaven's a gap, main is a problem. Yuri is still lost to the hands of time on this B-lurk. Oh, but Yakindar run and gun.
I love that. I mean, the crazy part
caught
is...
all the Yakindar entries from the other POV, but I kind of love it because it shows how absurd they've been.
I mean, that's such a great play for Yakindar. If he stands still, I mean, if that Heaven player just goes for the kill, he's going to find probably two. Like, Fallen and Yakindar are one shot from death. Yakindar hears a flash pull. He doesn't stop running. Full sprint spray. FURIA had to move, and they do. 6-7 on this T side. At least ODDIK is still able to allow buys with these saved rifles in lost rounds. But FURIA are winning some crazy moments. Yakindar is at the forefront of that. No up for MongolZ. You wonder if they're going to do something faster, right? Like do one of these quicker B splits. They've looked pretty good for FURIA. The default's paying off as well. But it's not like MongolZ's really been given options to find opening kills, smoking off a lot of positions on FURIA, blocking middle with util, smoking dark, which I've called 3 different things this map. Oh, you gotta hope it doesn't spread, but he looks okay. Fallen taking this space, going to play a trap behind this Molotov right now, unable to move.
The fact that it delayed, though, Fallen does still have to check this, and yeah, the flash is good to give up the position. I don't know if it's really cool or like semi-concerning that there are times where Fallen does look like the best rifler on the team, but he's taken to the rifles like a duck to water. He's loving it.
I think it's great.
Who knew?
Hey, I'll say this. When Cadian took the rifle on Astralis, he didn't look like this, did he?
No. And there's another for the GOAT. And... Oh, yeah. If he won that, he's actually, like, just cheating or something.
ODDIK have lost this round. I mean, they've lost the A side. The issue is the bomb's middle, but they're not threatening it, and the bomb's just going to be thrown over to camera. Meanwhile, Kazahstan wants it all, and he's going to get it. Double up. They don't clear their corners. They pay the price. 8 rounds to FURIA. Vamos.
I think also, I said I'm not sure if it's concerning or good. I think it is just good, because everyone else still looks good in FURIA.
Oh no, he's too good.
Yeah. Oh,
it's so bad.
It's so good. It's such a problem.
Look, there's only so many kills to go around, and Fallen wants them all, Harry.
I can't imagine how Fallen's feeling at this event. Like, you know, you're rocking up. You're in the team, the new look FURIA international squad. You made all these exciting, wild signings that no one saw coming. You got Kazahstan and Yuri on their uptick, and somehow you're the guy. And
like, let's be also realistic. He has struggled in some of the CT sides on the maps we've seen, right? And a part of that is he's playing the SMGs. He's dropping orbs. He's giving people guns. Nice exits. You know, he is playing the weaker weapons, as in-game leaders often do. But put him on T-side Anubis with an AK. Ooh. Let's see what he's got.
He especially seems to love that camera fight. We've seen like some wild openings for him mid to camera.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just,
he loves it,
he's
bro.
Back. He's so back. No way. Yeah.
Okay,
Eventually,
you know.
What's this? Oh, got shot will cost you the round.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to cost them everything.
Oh.
Woody midair deletes Yuri.
Okay. Okay.
And there's the closer from Pank. A flawless round of finish as FURIA threw caution of the wind. But this wind got hands. They find out very, very quickly. ODDIK able to clamp down. 4 rounds on the CT side. It's not a lot, but it is enough on Anubis. It puts tremendous weight on the pistol, but if you're able to get that, you feel like you're right back in this game if you're ODDIK. All is not said and done yet. It is a very T-sided map. It's where squads do their best work. I think for FURIA, it will be a slight feeling of bitterness that they weren't able to swing for the fences and get that 9-3. Feel like that makes a world of difference on this map.
Yeah, true, but I also think they're very happy with how those rounds turned out. You can completely write that one off. You ran through your mid-smoke and you got jumping every night.
You said we're down a clown,
yeah,
and then,
like,
you know, when the horn came out, like, you know, that wasn't a horn.
That's something like a honk.
Yeah, that's
like
better.
Yeah.
The mid doors clown car strat. You will hide in the smoke, and then there's 10 people fighting in the smoke.
Yeah. I don't think FURIA are too worried right now. They are running off of vibes. The #1 fuel of Counter-Strike teams. A good time. I mean, the fact that they're triple mid and they're jump spotting and they're going to stay like this is terrifying.
Does push B with a triple mid.
They're
That's
dead.
so
He's just called all mid.
They are going right into this mid stack and they will get destroyed. Red like a book.
You're pissed if you're ODDIK. You're like, we just walked into that. Like, we delayed that.
It's when you walk into a triple mid hold and you've been B-flanked at the same time, you're thinking like, wow, we're there in our heads. And so that pistol round that really mattered to ODDIK goes so dominantly against them. It's astonishing. This could be FURIA getting all the way to the finish line, riding on the high of the pistol, essentially, right? They're still going to be a round or so away, but within touching distance of getting this game over the line. That's already a huge pickup for FURIA on this CT half.
Oh, made is nice into con. They knew the aggression was coming, but you've got to stop it. That's a different issue. Yakinda finds a double kill. The scout fires off, and so FURIA will stop there. But 4v3, and the scout was the only thing in this round to worry about for FURIA. They're just not going to give it away in. Okay, Kazahstan is alone. But it's a Glock, it's a scout. You know what could go wrong? His cousin shoots him in the head, and that's how it comes undone.
Woody Serato just wiped him clean in that head-to-head, and that's opened up a round that you have no business being this competitive in if you're ODDIK. This is mostly Glocks. It's Woody's scout that's delivered everything, and it keeps on going.
No
more follow-up damage onto Fallen. Gonna catch him moving through the connector.
Set up for this. More damage. K-Slox gets out. Woody's going to hit one more at least.
They can't go for
Furious throw it away. They give it up. 4 Glocks and a scout. I did not think that would be enough.
It's not the Serato highlight you thought, right? It's not the guy you thought you would be highlighting with how this game's going so far. But Woody, hell of a round. 3 kills from his scout to deliver some salvation the way of ODDIK. He's given them a fighting chance again. It comes from their captain.
I thought it was a tilt buy. I looked at that like, why are you buying a scout into 4 Glocks? You're not going to win that round. Well, color me wrong. 3 kills and more damage on the remaining players. Woody does it all.
And I mean, Woody is ODDIK's Fallen, but just the old Fallen.
Yeah,
or the old IGL.
Scout IGL, mate.
It's done with the scoped rifle. That save did come through. FURIA still have a pretty competitive buy here as far as it goes. And at this kind of cash-strapped early stage, but the fact that ODDIK win that with most of their players on Glocks means even if they lose this round, their bye next is going to be fantastic.
It's a cool combo. Breaks the smoke for Fallen to push. I like that he does it twice. Doesn't push for the first one, but Matios is aware. Ooh, watch out. Info on B. Furia will block it as Kong gets taken as well. Well, now you can sit in this corner. They don't have a third nade, right? Kong control. Not allowed. That flash goes in, and Yuri and Yakinda are ready side by side. Don't peek this scout, guys. Have you not learned your lesson? Yakinda. Oh, hello.
Good stuff. MongolZ missed shot, but it won't matter. Kazahstan makes up for it.
No bomb.
And with the bomb lost in mid, yeah, it's a recovery mission now for ODDIK. A sliver of hope that Woody worked for on his scout is now left hanging in the balance. And with 25 seconds left, I wouldn't even mind seeing...
They can get it. They can get the ball.
Through the edge of this. Missed shot for MongolZ.
It's lucky.
There's layers to this, and 3 players facing seal the fate of ODDIK.
If they throw a better smoke, that's a scary round, but it just has such a big gap. MongolZ missing like 4 or 5 shots of the scout and bailed out by his rifle every single time. Nice double for Kazahstan, who let it go last round. But here, does just enough to respond from FURIA. And so saving those guns in the 2v3 post-spawn against the Glocks works out for FURIA in the long run.
I've enjoyed this Yakinda Yuri B hold, and it will be called into question. In the early stages of this round, ODDIK set their sights on it. Fallen also joins the fray, but they're going to get caught with util out here. Yakinda found first. Yuri struggling to stop the spillover, and ooh, went from liking the B hold to feeling like that one was a little bit ugly for the FURIA squad. MongolZ, 900 MS reaction time.
Could let him go. Now he's got a scrap for it. Oh, dink through the wall. Woody lets him know.
Yeah, nice little tempo change for ODDIK. You could tell the FURIA just weren't ready for that type of pace. They haven't really shown a tendency to look to explode into this B site yet. And I think it was the belief that that hit wasn't coming was galvanized by Fallen blowing the smoke open at main. And so 2 players actually got to check for FURIA. Oh, no one's here. Haven't heard anything dodgy at the start of the round. And then the explosion comes through as soon as the smoke's back up. Good timing on that hit for ODDIK. Up until now, the thing I've liked about this B hit, if they use their blocking util well, right? It feels like they're kind of... Yuri and Yakinda have been playing it like they're 2 turrets on a battleship, you know, pivoting around. Where one side's blocked, they'll all look at the next target, kind of taking double fights wherever they can. Because they assumed that main was kind of clear after that, they were both out in no man's land. And Yakinda even got caught fiddling with util as he started to become aware that Dark was taken. So a timeout called in for FURIA. As the start to this second half is very back and forth. And in these force buy wars, because of how ODDIK won that second round, and as we said, like their buys going forward were going to be prettier with 3 players on AK money. They got to come through with essentially a full buy last round. FURIA don't have that privilege. This doesn't really feel like force buy wars, and so FURIA don't play it like it is. They've got this hero gun.
Most teams would buy here. Most teams would buy in this position, and so it's kind of interesting that FURIA aren't going to, and I like this setup as a result. It looks like they're going to try play for the double save on Kazahstan, because you get 1900 after this round, and so 3 out of 5 of your team can buy properly. You know, M4 armor, bit of util. So there's going to be two players who can't afford, unless they save this M4, in which case that's going to help you out a lot.
Drop one.
Exactly. So playing just to save this M4 is a really nice call for FURIA. Yes, it gives away round to ODDIK, but they play 5 together. ODDIK play 5A. Everyone kind of wins in a way. That's if they survive. Woody is trying to make sure they don't.
But everyone's just playing bodyguard to the M4. You don't mind sacrificing some pistols.
He wasn't ready for that. Oh, God.
If you can get out with one more gun, you're a happy... Oh, never mind.
That's a loss.
You can't get out with one more gun.
As long as Kazahstan lives, that was the goal this round. Everyone else can die. It's okay. But you kind of need this gun to get a full buy. So, ODDIK up to 7.
I mean, as we've been praising the likes of Fallen for his rifling, Kazahstan and Yakindar for some of their moments here. Woody deserves all the praise. Top of the server. It was him who brought his team back into this in that scout round. He also called a blinder of a B hit to restart this streak for ODDIK. And nearly 20 kills deep, while also the man calling the shots. He is putting in a tremendous amount of effort to keep his boys in this one. Orp's going to meet in middle.
Ooh, okay, MongolZ gets a warning, at least. Oh, the break, and he wasn't ready for that. He got naded at the same time, so his aim was completely off. Aim punched. Nothing he could have really done. But already 4v5ing for FURIA gives ODDIK a way in on this T side, and we know this is their specialty map, right? We know ODDIK have played this and won it twice over. So FURIA got to be very careful despite this 8-4 lead and a pistol. This one's getting awfully close. Kazahstan hits an important mid shot. Bomb loose outside B. ODDIK taking A main. FURIA triple B again, solo on this other site. It's typically been Kazahstan. This time it's Fallen, but he just doesn't have the weapon for this. Meanwhile, Pank is putting pressure on the B site. Or just about to. And he might catch Kazahstan. Oh, dear. Okay, lucky to be alive.
They're alive. Oh, the molly just tickles him. And they had a nade in dark, so whichever way Kazahstan went, he was a dead man. Yuri swinging out wide in tandem with Yakindar. This battleship at B comes back to life for FURIA. And Yakindar brings the pain. 3 kills from him. A far cry from the last time you saw him getting caught with nades out in that B hit. He stays gun on.
Yakindar has won some crazy rounds off of solo performances in this map, some multi-kills that have carried FURIA through this game in both halves now. That's a round that FURIA had no business winning. With the weaker weaponry, with their AWP dead, with Kazahstan shot in the back, Yakindar saves the day. FURIA right there now. I was getting worried about this comeback.
His like target prioritization has been so good, right? That's why I'm saying B feels like this battleship between the two of them. And a lot of it is just Yakindar knowing when and who to fight in tandem with Yuri.
Oh, the nade. Watch out.
Cover Yuri's position, and that's a really neat way. A nade to find the opening. Yakindar, of course, back to his old ways, looking to destroy another B hit. My word, Yakindar is electric. And that's brutal. After a really nifty way to secure that opening, going 5-on-4, Yakindar twice over has ripped rounds from the grasp of ODDIK. Bomb's going to try and move in a B. Can Kazahstan succeed where the rest of his team have tried and failed? Worlds apart from Woody on that AWP. So he's going to slow it right down outside of dark here, but what do you do? What's the game plan? How do you stop Yakindar? You have no info where the rest of FURIA are. They're desperate that Woody can find something. A kill on MongolZ here might have given them a chance, but it won't come through. And so back into the belly of the beast for Kazahstan. Yakindar's crept up through main, Fallen facing first. And now Yakindar comes back. Zox feels the net closing. He's getting boxed in here. There's even this push through main. He won't be in the round much longer as MongolZ deletes him on that AWP. It's the two imports for FURIA that find all the kills. Yakindar with back-to-back multi-kills in this B-hole.
Yeah, exporting rounds right now for FURIA. Up to map point on ODDIK's pick in this series. And Yakindar's impact undeniable again. Another rock-solid B-hold. That third one is a thing of beauty. And MongolZ doesn't let him back in on the flank. He may have had some misses early, but stops ODDIK in their tracks when it matters. Their money broken, and just one AK in play. They've met their match. MongolZ 5-on-4. ODDIK want to go.
Oh, clean! It goes no further.
They're out.
They start to spill in. Hank has 3 shots left in this, and look who's in the kill feed. There's Yakindar closing the net on him from behind, but the bomb goes down in A. They've teed up Woody. Once more, they're asking their captain to keep them in this game. And he's going, this is the wild, bro, no one's ready for this.
Yeah,
this is as aggressive as you could be in this post plant, and they're ready for it.
I mean, yeah, he body shot Yakindar. Needed the clean headshot, and that is it. FURIA pack it up, 13-7. A solid day in the office so far for Yakindar. If they keep this up, they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, they look like they are. They've certainly got one foot there already. And what I'm loving about this FURIA team isn't just that, we've had...
He's kind of felt like he could be the captain himself, But I think he's very, very well suited and brings a lot to the table in a team like this, because he will be helping Fallen out a lot in terms of the organization, the comms. Everyone that's ever played with Yakindar talks about how vocal this guy likes to be.
Yeah, it can be a detriment, you can imagine, with too many cooks. But right now on this honeymoon, it seems to be working. The debut looking good for FURIA. 13 rounds for an arena match. We'll see if FURIA can get there swiftly as they did against MIBR on this map before. It's a fast outer rush. Kazahstan leading the charge. E-box not cleared. He turns back for it though, and double entry puts FURIA in position to take the pistol.
Bomb has been planted.
Clean as can be, really. This is a better map for MongolZ as well. We've seen highs and lows from him. But he comes through with 2 in the pistol, and ODDIK just look to save their Kevlar. Oh dear. Oh, what? That's awkward. Pistol in the pocket. FURIA T-side, I'm excited to see what that looks like. We know the CT is strong, but didn't get a look at this half when they played against MIBR.
Terrorists win.
MIBR picked this map against FURIA, maybe to catch them off guard, new team, not having the track record on this map. But it didn't seem like it was holding them back. Very keen entries in this round. Another double on outer. The new sandwich smoke that's getting FURIA a lot of space in these games. Spirit have been using this an awful lot. Just really locks that Ivy player out when you have a cam smoke and you have a hell smoke. The Ivy player is just irrelevant in the round in an already quiet position. And so Woody's left again with a scout, this time to save.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yeah.
We saw him get it and you were hoping that, maybe you can do it again.
But no.
Now, I feel like FURIA have been really, really good in pistol rounds. They've had a lot of cool ideas. And they are among the top teams in this event at securing these pistol round wins. A stat that will continue to uptick as they've got them all in this series so far.
Some nades for main, and FURIA have run out main back-to-back rounds, so it's understandable. They do hit MongolZ pretty hard with that, but he gets behind the box, over the top of the smoke. 1D, they're here to keep it even. Pop control taken, and they're just going to come swinging out, aren't they? Lineup is easy for Kazahstan. And it is done. 3-0 for FURIA.
Bomb has been planted.
And until ODDIK show they can stop this yard hit, why should FURIA slow down? Harry.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think, you know, FURIA Fallen is very, very good at these types of, you know, the mind games that come with winning over a certain position over and over again. I imagine we see FURIA stay true to these, you know, yard hits before he looks to vary it up.
Flip side, could buy AWP knowing it's first gun round. That's the only thing that could change properly here. If MongolZ gets it, maybe they give him some room, but you don't need to. You'd imagine that Woody would have his as well after these ecos. And MongolZ will go for the AWP, so we might see a bit of a different tempo here.
AWP will be in play.
Double AWP.
Oh, yeah, two of them, in fact. All right. Instead, it's util out over towards this A side, but more attention put on B. That's really well, round over.
Later.
Kazahstan has just ruined your first gun round, ODDIK. And that will decide their fate. They're already running away. They're saving an Ivy.
What even happened? Like, how did that transpire? Explain. Explain that to me. Someone. Where was the flash? He got, like, they did flash.
Yeah, because that, like, set the player
Correct.
the player that he was facing first on the ramp looked like they jumped and hit their head on, like, the curved roof.
Oh, I mean,
Don't lose. No one's actually
you're not
really
gonna
with the
lose.
bomb either.
You don't need to die either. You want the AWP. Yuri sneaking in.
For a Panko Ninja.
No. No kit. Buddy. Yuri can take that AWP. Don't miss this. Yeah, I was going to say. Whoa.
Terrorists win.
Do it, Pete. Oh, lordy. Okay, well, sick double entry. You know, everything else can be ignored, but that double entry just won the round instantly.
This is already, though, a huge problem for ODDIK. They don't feel safe in anything, right? Any real estate that FURIA have wanted, they've had. Whenever you've tried to make a play, that little, you know, double ramp setup for ODDIK over towards B ended up causing more problems than it solves, and you can see Woody doing a lot of talking right now. He's trying to come up with solutions to all these FURIA problems, but his cup is running over with issues to solve.
Oh, yeah, that flash absolutely nailed them behind Kazahstan for his quick peek.
And so now the whole map is just starting to feel like a bit of a sieve, right? FURIA are passing through wherever they want.
bit of pressure out main, but no one playing it in this round. MongolZ picks the Ivy player. That's the AWP Woody gone.
That horrible feeling that you just can't hold anywhere continues to creep in for ODDIK.
Why not just go B? After a kill on Ivy, you know eyes are going to be over there. There's no way they're double B. There's a nice flank, but it's not coming through just yet. MongolZ is still holding the Ivy push. The push denied as Yakinda stops it on the flank. Yuri's entry. And FURIA, this is a fifth. Like, they're just rolling right now. Everything's on rails. Everything's working. All the entry kills. And this is going to be a weird fight because... Oh, he stepped. MongolZ just peeks in. I'd be mad. Why is he still there? But he basically had all of the A site under control just by playing that position, holding A main push and holding Ivy. ODDIK, this game is turning into a fight for survival inside of the server.
Terrorists win.
Oh dear. Yakinda is so sharp right now. 2 kills on the flank in these last 2 rounds and hunts the final gun. No saves for ODDIK. No stopping this train.
I'm now starting to think how cool a FURIA versus NIP game could have been.
What for a train?
Yeah, just for train. MongolZ. Now they're opening from his AWP.
Breaking the smoke. 5v4. Oh, that's a good spray, but somehow Kazahstan responds through the smoke. 7-1 on Kazahstan. I mean, everyone's got a nice KD except Fallen. And that does not seem to matter because he's leading his team to victory with these aggressive rounds. And FURIA have the space. They're out in A. Here we go. Yakinda Yuri. Up to the second man.
He struggles to get the trade. Nades rain out from Z. But it's sprung out here. Kazahstan gonna have to be the difference maker. And oh, what a difference he's making. Down to the 1v1 as Woody bests him in the head-to-head.
Over the train?
MongolZ goes looking. Gonna up and leave.
He started Ivy. You wouldn't be ready for this. He should just plant the bomb. The world's his oyster.
I mean, now it's the 2 AWPers clashing, but Woody's not armed with his. MongolZ up and over! Oh my god, how's he still alive? A second chance, a third chance, and the last for MongolZ. They all sail past and the Glock can't find it. An ugly sequence sees ODDIK on the board.
He is like... I don't know what to make of MongolZ because he has flashes of brilliance, but I've seen those kind of sequences a lot in the last 3 days.
I mean, you know, it's...
Like, you had your chance, bro. You had your chance.
It's,
like, there's no denying it. Like, the heaven climb is one thing. I thought it was pretty audacious anyway, but regardless, you had your chance. 3 shots on the orb. And the last one felt like the easiest of the 3.
I mean, you know, it's a guy who's not even into a year into his pro career. You know, only just crossing the boundary at a tier 1, playing in this FURIA squad and their first international venture. And this is the game that sends him to playoffs. He's in a 1v1. You know, that's the unrefined nature of this MongolZ AWP. Still has some teething issues, certainly. Yeah. Because you do get a couple of sequences like that from him. Don't want to start sounding like Tyler Blevins. How do teams sign AWPers that just miss?
Is that like a lurk smoke on purpose? Presumably. Could go through the right side.
Lurker's purpose. Bit of magic from your Kindle.
Or is it a miss smoke?
Yeah, it might be. Yuri.
Oh!
The timing
Bad news,
is rough.
buddy.
And you see the util coming out, you feel very safe to push that. Yuri's not been the guy tearing through ODDIK. Privilege has gone the way largely of Kazahstan. Falling going to try and lead the charge out through ramp. It's ugly from him, but there's Yakindar arriving. Natus now, he's done very well to get out with a double kill. He still has more to do, and Kazahstan cleanly dispatching of him.
Okay, MongolZ.
This time, MongolZ has a teammate with him in the clutch, but for how much longer? Kazahstan's under a lot of pressure here. Boxed in, and he's got no support. Missed shot again from MongolZ.
Yeah,
Kazahstan expires.
Kazahstan had to stick that bomb. He had one chance to full stick it, and he thought they were already up on the train, and they were not. So no stick, no win.
Oh, the thing that's also feeling a bit rough is like MongolZ didn't just miss a bunch in the clutches, but wasn't able to catch the player there. It's just a few swings and misses, but this is after, and I don't want it to like take away from what was a really nice start to this game for MongolZ, right? He was a fairly consistent source of finding these openers down in Ivy. Seems like that's where he's doing his best work. As we get into the closes of rounds, I think that's where you see MongolZ look his most shaky. My accent like entirely switched up on the word most, but that was weird.
That's the thing, FURIA. There's still rounds to go.
Oh, they're the most shaky.
Look, he can redeem himself entirely in this game if he just cut. Oh, he's dropped full in the orb. Okay, well, he said, "Brother, show me how it's done."
Fallen does have a spawn. Fallen has spawned.
Do you think Fallen requested it, or do you think MongolZ offered it?
I don't think it's a sudden loss in faith.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I think they just said, Fallen, you have spawned, and you literally are an AWPer.
Fallen, bro, take the orb.
You are an AWPer, so
go on, Fallen.
Screw it. For old time's sake,
yeah.
Fallen, back on the AWP.
That's how it's done.
He's going to catch them crossing.
Take the bomb, MongolZ. I got this.
And he'll say, don't worry, MongolZ, this will be you one day. You just don't have the reps like I do. That's how Fallen gets on the board. I mean, Fallen was also 0-5 coming into this.
What? They just walked through the smoke. It's a cool angle, but oh no, he only gets damaged. They hunt him down. That's a crazy wallbang. Going for the M4. He's going to get punished. Fallen's still got this orb.
Yeah, has stayed on that AWP. And that's after some awkward misses on the rifles. Can Fallen's orb save the day for FURIA?
What's he got?
Oh, it feels like it might. Fallen getting fancy with it, rolling back the years. The AWP delivers.
Kick MongolZ.
And MongolZ looks on in awe.
I'm kidding.
This guy gave up the AWP for me, says MongolZ, as he puts on a clinic. His first 3 kills in the game coming from that dropped AWP.
To be fair, very different map, but I want to watch Fallen AWP on train, right? Like going over the ladder, getting the info, dropping down, hit the quick shot. This is a Fallen classic map, right? This is a great place to watch him style with the AW. Finds the opener. Shuts it out on the B post plant. What's not to love about that for Fallen? Great info gathering off the ladder play there. Is that the Brazilian going divide? Okay. He's given it back, Harry. He's an honorable man at the end of the day. So let's see if MongolZ can... He's had this Ivy kill when he's gone for it. He's going to cover. They will walk through that smoke, knowing these guys. Oh, the spot came out, but he's far away. Good flash from MongolZ. Woody pushed off the angle. Kazahstan sees a pass. Woody eats a bullet. Fallen finishes it. Now the rifle's back. 3 kills off the AWP. He remembers what he's trying to do. 2 entries. They just freeze. They've got a lot of space. And look at Kazahstan right now. Because he's going to get a kill. Like,
This is so crazy.
brother, brother, If we can get Matios's face cam, I'd love to see it, but... Okay, need this trade. Bomb loose, MongolZ covers. This is a stressful game. They just, FURIA take Ivy, they sit still for 40 seconds. And ODDIK just walk in. Ooh, that shadow's huge. And it's done. MongolZ, he watched one Fallen demo.
1 round in spectate of a Fallen demo.
Just this kill, like... Great work. I mean, yeah.
The thing that I think probably feels really nice for FURIA as well is like this was always a map that they've kind of been keen to play since its addition. One that you know Fallen likes. Hang on a sec, as fast A plays coming in. Yuri, MongolZ, both dead. Woody farming on the MP9. It's another one of these big multi-kill rounds from the captain of ODDIK. It feels like so often as they try to hit a turning point, it's him who has to make a difference, but now there's just cousin Kazahstan left to deal with.
I'm scared.
3 kills to Woody's name. Kazahstan will have to match that if he wants to tear this round away. The only one armed with a gun for the long-range fight is Woody, but 3 kills deep already. He's got hot hands. Can Kazahstan play to extinguish, pushing on up. And there's the swing! Kazahstan! One shy of a rough 1v3. Woody's efforts not in vain, though. They will capitalize. Do right by their captain.
That could have been devastating if he won that round after everything Woody did. Thank goodness Matios able to get out in the site to trade. Nice sequence from Woody. ODDIK just trying to hang on in this matchup where FURIA are fighting for playoffs. And it still all feels inevitable with them playing like this. They can afford to lose a couple of close rounds with a quick A-pop. They'll go back to what's been working, this Ivy presence. Fallen, boosting MongolZ over. Did miss his flash there. Goes again, jumps over. K-Slock's second AWP on the left side. Forcing FURIA to commit if they want this kill. So MongolZ's time is getting wasted in this round. FURIA are spread thin. I do like the boost for Nate.
This should be a kill for Woody.
If he wide swings, maybe not.
Oh, God, the timing.
Oh, okay, sure. ODDIK, 4v2, all of a sudden. 4v1. I want to actually save this, though. You have no money.
Unless they give you a reason to want to go for it, MongolZ. I mean,
Sure.
It's playoff in your home city on the line here, so does he want to try and style on them? 30 seconds left to play with for MongolZ. Ooh, he's ready for the man up close. I don't know how K-Slox doesn't take the bait there. Does well to hold the trigger, but now they're getting wrapped. This isn't being held. It's not being considered, but MongolZ goes for the jump.
He didn't jump. That's another kill right there.
You could feel it.
Yeah, he just needs...
Respect for trying.
I think he needs more experience. I just think he needs a bit more experience. We see the flashes. We see what, you know, FURIA got him in for. Some more time against the best. And I think maybe we're cooking here. Whatever happens, keep falling on the rifle, I say.
Yeah. But no, I agree. You see an awful lot of potential. And if this is, you know, kind of the level already, what can a bit of refinement for MongolZ do?
Oh, that Molly's a problem. Fallen's out in the sight, though. That's an ugly spray for Pank. Fallen got to worry about that pop cross, and they spot him. Molotov blocks. FURIA are in A. Well, now they've mollied themselves out.
Yeah,
It's going to give some time.
You're defensively, right? Like, you just don't want to get run down there. Did have a player nearby to try and trade, but it's very claustrophobic in the Pop Dog, so play to delay for a moment.
Kazahstan might just win this round, 14-6.
He loves these long sight lines, does Kazahstan. These angles invite him, and Kazahstan puts on a clinic. 3 quick kills from Olaf. He's going to lock in a dominant T-half for FURIA, 8-4.
Just the perfect position for that post plant, able to trade off Fallen towards E-Box and still has that tight line to back CT on the rotation. Kazahstan with a monstrous game. Remember those 2B entries in like round 4? I mean, he's been going from the start of the map. 8 T rounds on train. FURIA within reach.
I mean, we were talking a little bit earlier on just kind of about the map, and it's I think for FURIA, the thing that probably feels sick is, like we were saying, this is a map they've kind of always been keen to pick into since it was added. One that they've looked to bring into their pool. Makes sense, right? Fallen likes it. But even though things look kind of promising early on, you did notice a real, like, sour change to their train. They had the loss to M80, then they got 13-1'd by Complexity in Bucharest, if you remember. That's why I think one of the reasons why we saw MIBR actually look to play this map versus them, and boy, did they learn that this new FURIA is hitting very hard on train. That's kept up here, spearheaded by Kazahstan and MongolZ. And that's the other thing that's wild is, like, I think MongolZ could have had even more kills in this game. Like, he's still 11-5, second on the board, sure. Fell short in some of those clutch moments. But he still had an awful lot of impact here.
Oh, double Julies. That's a quaddies. And, oh my god, destroyed by MongolZ's pistols. He's 13-5. With all the criticism we levied against him, he's at least getting some output. It's just what it could have been. So much more. That's what ODDIK need. 3-on-2. They don't know that MongolZ is back in this position. He takes one more before all is said and done. And Kazahstan in a clutch. My eyes are open.
Now, these are the rounds he's meant to be made for. Kazahstan creeping in late. Through Z. Been spotted now. Info for ODDIK, and a dink landed straight away. Kazahstan will get knocked out. No clutch from him today.
We're going to need to see some crazy T-side comeback here from ODDIK if they're going to win this map. A T-side that we haven't seen yet from this squad. And a map they haven't touched here in Astana.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Woody in the cams there trying to hype his boys up. He does need them to be switched online for this. It was him trying to keep them in that first map.
ODDIK. Oh, wait a second.
Dear, Kazahstan 5-7. It's quelled straight away. That's a huge sigh of relief if you're ODDIK. The last thing you want is for that guy to get off to a hot start.
ODDIK qualified here to this. Oh god, why am I talking? They qualified to this event off the back of a BO5. They went 0-2 and they reverse swept over Imperial. This was the first map of that reverse sweep. Got to channel some of that energy on this comeback here, but even in this round, it's a little tenuous. 3-on-4, damage done. But Yakinda, Yuri on full health. This is the bomb here as well. Cannot afford to be cut down before its time. Ooh.
Everyone's a little twitchy and nervous.
Yeah, Smoke's not great, right? That's why he replenishes. Now, scared someone already got out of the connector. Fallen's been given time to big flank. The bomb will be planted. No kit.
You just have astonishingly low info right now if you're ODDIK. You feel like you're playing a real guessing game. Yuri has at least revealed his position, but they don't know where MongolZ is, where Fallen is on this wrap round. The only man they know about is Yakinda and Yuri. And so Fallen collects a freebie. K-Slock's now suddenly the only man remaining, and he just doesn't know where to look. He hasn't had the info, but now he gets the footsteps. A little more awareness for K-Slock.
Oh,
Can't
they got it.
clutch up on the defuse is MongolZ. And so FURIA force up, and they get their reward.
What a sick flank from Fallen as well, coming all the way round after that opening kill towards E-Box. Gets the pot player in a very hard position to clear and still keeps pressure on that Olaf guy as well. Yakinda trades out as MongolZ sticks the bomb and FURIA win out on their force buy. You feel like the hope of this T side might have died with that round on ODDIK. Bro, okay, no, actually, I can't. Like, you can't play AWP this round, MongolZ. You can't play Glass AWP in round 3 of the half. That's actually insane. They have 2k a player. You don't have armor. You're gonna AWP? Am I crazy, or is that crazy? You tell me. It might work, right? Like, there's always, you know, see where he plays, but that is such a risky play. You're against Deagles and Glocks.
You know MongolZ is going to be around here towards Ivy. It's how he starts most of the times on this AWP. But this is still a, scary fight.
Play. Yeah, like,
and he'll get deleted.
I mean, he was dead either way, I guess. It's a Deagle headshot, but that felt like a big investment to make in a round like this. Fallen goes, oh, well, actually, I'm somewhat of an AWPer myself.
And that's why Fallen co-signed buying the AWP.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, bro, great idea. Peak Ivy.
Yeah, no, man, they'll be forced. They'll all have Deagles anyway. You don't need the armor.
You don't need the armor. Hey, he was right. Great point from Fallen, to be fair.
They're going to start to creep up. This is one of the rare instances of, you know, not keeping those force buy wars going. Thanks to the bomb plant, bit of extra money. It is just an eco here. Push out through Ivy, Fallen feasting, and he collects, nearly every kill.
Nearly.
Hopefully this isn't a problem, right? That AWP now in the hands of Pank. And I would be tempted to save this, or at least try to. You're not going to have an AWP in this next round. And so this is actually a huge thing to steal if Pank can keep it. Because of where the loss bonus is at and their decision to eco here, the only way they get an AWP is if they were given one. And that's exactly what's transpired. Pank's content with this. Get out with the loot.
Or just re-peek with 5 seconds left.
It's rough, but you know, I think he knows FURIA also want that AWP, right? There's a reason it's the loot.
Give me the loot.
So Yakinda are able to snatch that back. It finds its way into the hands of MongolZ. The boomerang AWP always comes back.
Hey, he has Kevlar this time. But they have AK, so it's one shot anyway. 10-5. FURIA within reach, within distance. They can see the Barys Arena here in Astana, Kazakhstan. MongolZ's home city. A new roster imports into a Brazilian team after a couple of years of disappointment from FURIA. What a time to turn it around. And a very exciting game where FURIA have been in control the whole way. They've had ideas, they've had flashes, they've had Yakinda winning them rounds on his own. Flash play from him and Yuri sets him up in a 5-on-4. The map shrinks for ODDIK.
Yeah, they have no info what's happening on B. They're really only left with the option to follow through on this A play. They do have a man, an Ivy man back at main and 2 in the pop, ready to try and move out, but they've been reblocked main side, so that first contact might have to come from elsewhere. Oh, the timing on this util.
It's good molly though.
K-Slock's Doesn't play through it.
Oh,
MongolZ jump check, didn't get the spot. That might make him discount Ivy for a moment longer than he should.
20
He's
seconds.
gonna fall into the site here. Trying to battle forward. 2 players now arriving out through the pop position, and they go right in a case of Rato. Stuck out at the red train. He can't take any more with him. There's that Ivy flank that MongolZ missed earlier. Plant will go down with seconds to spare, and ODDIK recover that round. 4v5.
Excellent luck for K-Slox, right? Dodges that Molotov. He almost looked like he wanted to go through, decides against it, hides in the cubby, and as MongolZ jump checks, K-Slox is tucked. He's able to get 2 kills on that backstab, even despite the camera smoke. So a very late outer split there from ODDIK, and technically a 3-on-5 as well. ODDIK. It's a late game, important round. Without it, I think this one's over. With it, they've been given a chance.
You know, I think this is why the FURIA timeout's coming in, right? That was a real, like, break point in the game. For ODDIK to have won it, suddenly they can start to close this gap a little bit. For FURIA, if that was their round, that would have been the series. That would have been playoffs secured. ODDIK would have had their money shattered at an 11-5 scoreline. Instead, the gap will close. Here on Train, you've always got to be mindful of that gap.
Yeah, will FURIA trip and fall between the tracks? Or can they reboard at the next stop? Full eco for now.
The fact they've gone contact and now they're flashing over is mad. 5 players ready to push in a spawn.
Oh
Woody
my God.
does have support at least. He falls straight away. And a follow-up kill out of Yakinda. I mean, talk about getting out with loot and open an AK and the bomb. Oh God, this is not how ODDIK want this to come unraveled. Yakinda still in the picture. Not in this AWP. Yuri trying to provide cover. Smoke down and block this. They're waiting for the main route. Yakinda's got the read. This is a full eco from FURIA. Yakinda pulls the blade. Decides against it.
Trapped.
They're locked in the spawn. Bomb still down in front of them. Another smoke. This is so much chaos. ODDIK, I don't think they're prepared for this. Trembling. They might look for a boost to try and thin the herd, but FURIA aren't offering anything up. This is not where you're used to taking fights. This is not how rounds are supposed to go. Full USPs might be about to find 11 for FURIA. Yuri and Yakinda have this crossfire. Yakinda nails another, and they're so focused on him that they're not ready for Yuri.
20 seconds.
Etios will find him, but Yakinda boxed in. Land the no-scope. What a round from Yakinda. There is many an orb in this FURIA squad. Yakinda hits hard, and full eco win puts FURIA on the finish line.
That's it. That kills any team. That's ODDIK's game done. There is no recovering a match after a round like that. This late in the game, they gave themselves the breathing room. They put FURIA on pistols. They lose 2-0. 4 kills from Yakinda. Not a Kevlar in sight.
Yeah, there's been many rounds in this game that could have buckled you, that could have stunned you. But that's the KO. That is the killing blow.
Cinema round. What a and the flash play to start that full blinded Woody on the line with the AWP. I mean, every kill mattered in that moment for FURIA, overwhelming the captain. He wanted to fight to keep control of the bomb. I cannot believe it. Yakinda 15-9, Kazahstan 19-10, MongolZ 14-9. I mean, the stars are shining here for FURIA. MongolZ B peak. Gonna grab his one more step in the right direction.
I mean, right as you've just lost, you know, one of the worst rounds you will lose. And your confidence just bottoms out. The ground falls from beneath you. FURIA, they reach peak confidence. MongolZ peaking ramp, peaking upper.
He's back.
Remember, it's that AWP that just ruined your comeback on train. Well, here it is again, a double kill to open. Whew. And this force from ODDIK, maybe predictably after how they lost that last round, goes nowhere. Make no mistake about it, these guys feel horrible right now.
A new roster that no one expected out of absolutely nowhere. A Latvian and a Kazakh player added to a Brazilian roster. And now FURIA sit just 5 kills away from the playoffs here at PGL Astana. With legit wins in their belt, besting out 2 Brazilian squads, knocking GamerLegion down to an 0-3, and making quick work. Kazahstan v his cousin.
In a roster move as well that was both shocking and maybe a promising sign of a direction change to come, but in that same vein, to a degree, felt a little underwhelming in the moment it was announced, right? FURIA had always been this Brazilian organization. Kazahstan for the longest time stated staying in this team because he wanted to win in Brazil, and so when they finally went international and they take the huge gamble of picking up Yakindar after a horrible ending on Team Liquid, a player whose stock had drastically decreased from the heights that it was once at, and then taking an equally large risk on MongolZ, an unproven Kazakh talent, just in time for the event in his home city.
Yeah. A player who has 3 lands under his belt, who's never played a Tier 1 competition, and now he's faced with playoffs in Astana.
Okay, Serato falls. This might be the last hurrah for ODDIK. They get the openers. Missed shots from the MongolZ AWP. Gonna take some heroics to bring FURIA back in, but they have not been shy on heroes in this matchup. MongolZ trying his hand at the wallbang. Everyone is feeling it. They feel like they can get away with anything right now. Pank might make them regret that. He will find MongolZ on the Tech-9.
Up top.
It's the Brazilians that are gonna have to take this one over the line. Fallen's already backed out, but Yuri is in the lion's den. That 1 kill brings this down to a 2v2. Low health on Pank, but it feels like this is stalled out for FURIA. Still, Fallen is moving in through the connector. Are they going to go for this really late? Now you certainly are. ODDIK, it's just Pank left in this. Oh! He can't hold on. It's down to the wire, but Fallen knows his timings. This guy knows he's got it. FURIA are going to playoffs, their first venture with this international lineup, and they come out swinging. Playoffs secured for FURIA.
First playoffs in 7 months for FURIA. Who would have expected this was the team that was going to get their smiles all round? MongolZ in his home city, and